Hello everybody, and welcome to the basic movement and combat guide for Rec Room's greatest Dragon Ball game, Dragon Ball Super Breakthrough. In this video, I'll be going over a basic tutorial on how to do light hits, heavy hits, dashing, and basic blocking. And I will do another video soon going over more advanced techniques, but for now, these mechanics will help you get started and help you get a basic understanding of what you need to do. So, the first mechanic we'll be going over is dashing. To dash, simply put your hands in front of your face and do a swimming motion like this. A diagonal swing. As you can see, I have launched forward, and you will go in whatever direction you're looking. This means you're able to dash up, down, and you can go left, right, front, or back, or diagonally. It does not matter as long as you're looking in the direction. Dashing is very useful for getting a good scope of where you are on whatever map you're on, and getting a good guise of where your opponents are, which can be very useful. Let's get into basic combat. There are two types of hits in this game. There are light hits and there are heavy hits. To do a light hit, you must simply go to your opponent and wave your hand in front of them like this. Now to demonstrate. As you can see, he was blasted away at the last hit of the attack. And as you can see, I also did 81 damage and 27 hits. The next type of hitting, heavy hitting, requires you to have some momentum before your attack. So for example, one of the best ways to heavy hit is to go in and punch them straight in the jaw. Now, you need to make sure that you have good force behind it, and every heavy hit does around 20 to 25 damage depending on the level of your character and the level of your opponent's character. Now, we'll get into a different mechanic, blocking. To block, simply put your hands in front of your face and close your hands. And as you can see, a blue outline will appear on your screen and you'll be unable to move. You'll be able to look around though. Blocking is useful for instantly stopping your momentum during a dash. For example, as you can see, I've simply just stopped in place. This is useful for wanting to do quick jags and unexpected movements around your opponent. For example, this can lead your opponent to have some
unpredictability.
Very useful for confusing your opponent or making them unsure where you are. It is worth noting that blocking, you will be able to block light hits, and that means that if I were to try and hit him while he was blocking, I would be pushed back and unable to hit him. However, blocking cannot block heavy hits. So, if someone is blocking, simply go for a heavy hit and launch them up. As you might have noticed, during both the heavy hit and the light hit, you might have saw his character light up with a thing called Vanish available. Vanishing is the way you're able to chain combos together and chain different light attacks and heavy attacks. There are two types of vanishing, front vanishing and back vanishing. Both cost SK, which is the basic bar surrounding the character. SK is built up passively, but if you are in combat or taking damage, it'll charge up a little bit faster. So, to front vanish costs 4 SK, and simply put your dominant hand into your mouth like this, and your non-dominant hand to your side like this. Make sure it is flat and pointing the ground. If it is bent or any other way, it will not work. So, I will demonstrate. As you can see, I teleported right in front of him, and that means I'll be able to dash and start another light combo. So, to back vanish, it costs 2 SK, and it is the exact same thing, except you must keep both your hands closed. So as you can see, my dominant hand is to my mouth, forming a fist, and my left hand is pointing towards the ground in a fist as well. And as long as you have at least 2 SK, you'll be able to perform a back vanish. So allow me to demonstrate. As you can see, I teleported behind him as he was flying up, and I was able to get him in another light combo. It is also worth mentioning that after you hit a back vanish, you can quickly heavy hit them back up, and you can do another heavy hit. You can do around 4 back vanishes before you're out of key. So keep that in mind. Another basic thing we're going to go over is key blasts and basic key recharge. So In order to charge ki, put your hands to your side like that, kind of like the Frieza pose. And as you'll see, you'll start slowly charging ki. Ki charge is different for every character, and it can honestly depend. It also depends on your level, and just in essential what transformation you're in. You will also notice that you will charge the first 3 bars of your ki quicker than anything else. This is because most moves under 3 ki don't do that much damage. So, make sure you have some ki, and we're going to go over ki blasting. To ki blast, simply put your hands in front of your face like this, and push forward, like that. You'll see, as they hit the ground, they do a little mini explosion, and it takes up just a little bit of ki. Every ki blast takes around a little bit of ki, and if you have full ki, you'll be able to do it for a while. So, you can also do it from the air. So for example, as you can see, I am slowly pushing ki bullets among my opponent. Each ki bullet does around 10 damage, and you can chain them together to do as much damage as you'd like. However, it is worth noting that ki blasts are blockable, but it also stuns your opponent in place as you hit them. So if they're blocking, they will not take damage, but they'll be unable to move for a little bit. So, until you either stop firing or until they escape the ki blast. So, we'll also be going over a different type of movement, a different type of dash called a Dragon Dash. To Dragon Dash, you need about 1 bar of ki, or around half. I would say around a bar of ki should get you a good Dragon Dash. To Dragon Dash, you want to be sure that your opponent is in the center of your vision. If they're not in the center of your vision, you will not be able to do it. And then simply do a dash motion, but with your fists closed. And as you can see, I have homed in directly on him. It is also worth mentioning that while your opponent is in air, you will also be able to do a Dragon Dash, and you will home in on their exact location and be able to either light hit or heavy hit them. This is very useful for putting pressure on your opponent and making sure that you can get to them very quickly before they can do an attack. It is also very useful for after hitting a heavy hit to be able to block and then Dragon Dash towards them, and you'll be able to get them in another light hit combo. And that concludes the basic tutorial. I hope you enjoyed, and in our next video I'll be going over more advanced tutorials, like how to perfect block and different movesets you can do for different starter characters. Thank you for watching, and maybe give it a like, and I'll link the Discord to Team Zenkai in the description below so you can get updates on the game when they happen. Thank you.